Greetings, Warhammer Quest fans. Littlemonk here, and I wanted to give you a preview of the card token and counters order, the professional print. We've got a lot of stuff here, and I'm going to start with the warrior cards. These again are all the warrior cards in the game, including the official as well as semi-official. You'll notice the bounty hunter from the white dwarf, actually the Citadel Journal, with the barbarian from the original. The assassin is also from Citadel Journal. Of course, those have also been updated and expanded, revised with my rule sets and things like that. And then there's even an example here of the Albion Druid, which is one of my custom warriors as well too. So you're getting all the Littlemonk warriors, including the new Cathayan monk, which is yet to be released, but the card has already been done. I want to say it's on the last one here because it was thrown in at the last moment. But again, you've got the Cathayan monk card in there, and all these cards, remember, even the original warriors have been updated and revised to my specifications. So I just want to be clear about that, whether it's the war dancer, and things like that. The only one I can think of offhand, but also all of the cards have been updated to a point where pinning is now put at the top, and the rest of the space is left for equipment, weapons, armor, and any special rules. A lot of the special rules, talk about referring to the skill card, which now, again, is included in the packs and will be available in a card print, which is regular cards, because these are card tokens, which means that, when you punch these out, that, again, you're going to have, a card just like the original ones. In fact, even a little better in a lot of ways because of the new technology with the new finish on it. Again, a real nice gloss and shine. But at any rate, you'll have, again, every card, they're all identical as far as, that's the nice thing, is that none of them look any different than each other. They do look slightly different than the originals, just barely. But all the originals, again, are included. But like I said, some of them have been updated and corrected, where I found, that there were either some flaws or mistakes and things like that. So anyway, you're getting, again, all of the different cards. Let's see if I can just push that one back in. I'm sure it will. But again, I'll just go through the list in here, and they're actually very easy to punch out. Every time I press on one of these, they all start to come out. But let me see if I can just make sure to get those back in there, and I'll just hold on to the sides instead. So anyway, you have, Bretonnian Knight, Chaos Warrior, the Dwarf Brewmaster, the Dwarf Gold Hunter, the Troll Slayer, the Elf Ranger Knight, and there's also one for the Elf Ranger Mage. And that way, if you decide to have both an Elf Ranger Knight starting and an Elf Ranger Mage starting, you'll have two separate cards, and two players can play them, which is really cool. The Elf War Dancer, the ex-Blood Bowl player, the Halfling Thief, the Imperial Noble, the Kislevite Shaman, and same thing with the Shaman. We have the Shaman Bear Totem, the Shaman Raven Totem, the Shaman Wolf Totem. So in case you wanted to run more than one Kislevite Shaman, and that's, again, an option to do. And then there's the Lord of Aenarion, the Ogre, the Outlaw, and the Pit Fighter. And again, just to show you all the backs and stuff like that too. They have any special rules or history background, whatever it might be that's appropriate to each one. There's the Littlemonk Ronin. So the Ronin Samurai, which is the one that I had done as well too. There's the Sea Dog, the Sister of Sigmar, another one of my custom warriors, and you have either the Priestess starting or the Prophetess starting. And so you have, again, both of those. In case you wanted to run both of them at the same time, you have the Warrior Priest, you have the Witch Hunter, you have the Wizard, and then you have the Cathayan Monk. So again, all of the I want to say it's 30 now, 30 different, maybe it's 28. But if you add in you know, the like Sister of Sigmar, you know, 2 paths, the 3 Kislevite Shamans, the 2 Elf Rangers. I want to say it comes out to 32. So you have again all of those. So all of the warrior cards now that you can have at your table to use just for convenience. You have each one now with a starting card. Not every, um, especially the original warriors, the barbarian, the elf, the wizard, and the dwarf. They only came with a small equipment card. And then, as we saw with all of the released expansions, there was always a large equipment card and a small equipment card. And so I've gone and made an equipment card for all of the major things that they start with. And so again, not in any real order here, but I do want to, you know, kind of show you in comparison to one of the original cards, if we just use this top one here. And this is the Holy Book. Again, all the same size and everything compared to the original ones. I enlarged the book just a little bit larger, if you notice, you know, in comparison to the other one, just because we had the space. I figured might as well make it a little bit bigger. The text, again, just about the same as well too. So again, just to show you the comparison on that. But if we go through all of the different warrior cards, again, starting with the Albion Druid, starts with the game with a sickle. You know, the assassin has the shadow cloak. The assassin also has a sword. I've created thick furs for the barbarian, as he didn't have that card before. He also didn't have a card for his sword. Well, now you've got ones for each of those. And again, you know, equipment on the back, which again should, actually I don't have, let me grab one real quick here that has a back to it. Let's see here, which one's got? There we go. Here's one of the original equipment cards. And you can see that actually the new ones are a little bit more vibrant as far as that's concerned. So, so anyway, again, you notice the same exact size and everything that I've done. We've got the Bounty Hunter's crossbow in there. Then we move into here with the Bretonnian Knight's sword, his broadsword, which again he started with, but we didn't have a card for that. Same thing with the Chaos Warrior and his axe, the Chaos armor as well too, the dwarf's axe. We've recreated the dwarf chainmail, so now the dwarf has some chainmail, an actual card for it. The Brewmaster's axe instead, the dwarf Blood Bowl armor, the lunchbox for the halfling thief. So again, just, you know, we've got swords for Kislevite Shaman. We've got the dueling pistol now. You know, there was a dueling pistol before with the Imperial Noble, but, you know, not quite in that particular card. So that has been created. So again, I'm going to go through just, you know, briefly and just show you all the different ones. Stop here at the Elf Ranger Knight. He's got his sword. He's got his scale mail. And again, we've got the same thing for the Elf Ranger Mage. You've got some more dwarf chainmail. This one for the Brewmaster. There's the dwarf Gold Hunter's pick. There's the rune axe for the Troll Slayer, which matches his picture too. So I went ahead and took off the green shaft and left it like the original pick. I have no idea why they had a different color in there, you know, in the original one. But at any rate, I went ahead and just changed it. The regular elf now has a really beautiful elf sword. The wizard starts with a sword. He's got his own, which again is pulled right off of his graphic as well too. So the pit fighter, of course, you know, with his heal it potion, as I was showing you earlier. The ogre's club. The outlaw begins with a sword. And in fact, all these graphics that I pulled off are all from original artwork from Warhammer Fantasy and things like that, just modified a little bit, but so that they blend in again really nice with the originals. Swords again for the Kislevite Shaman. You got the Phoenix armor for the Lord of Aenarion. So again, everything, you know, has been printed out here real nice, so that everybody's again got, you know, all of their equipment and all the things that they need for the game. So yeah, so anyway, so we've got all that, and then those are the large equipment cards. And if we move into the small equipment cards, you'll notice again the War Crown of Tiranoc, as I had just posted recently about the Alpha Ranger, showing some of the Warhammer Quest history. And then we have the Belt of Aenarion here. So again, just to give you an idea of all the stuff. Now we got a fifth spike for the Pit Fighter, which is fantastic. So again, I just love all this stuff. The reason I do this, right, is just I love it so much. And we have all the original items, the healing potion. In fact, I think I got a healing potion around here. I can even show you the original one as well too. And you can kind of just see the difference. Actually, do I even have it? I thought I had it sitting around here somewhere. I pulled out a couple of things just so you could get a little comparison. Oh, here's the rope. So let me just show you that one in there. So again, got the rope, equipment card in there. We've got let's see what else I can scrounge up here while I've got it. Well, here's the War Crown of Tiranoc. Right in there, we've got the Belt of Aenarion. Okay, right in here. We have the original lantern right in here as well too. So anyway, just to again show you, the vibrant, beautiful colors of all these different ones. Now Stonebread has a picture to it, so I made sure to have a graphic on every one, and that always bugged me. Some of these expansions that they had a card, which was great, but then they didn't have a graphic to them, which was always just super, super unfortunate. And then you've got, again, the back sides that have all kinds of just great information on it, highlighted and everything when it was appropriate for, tables and things like that. You've got my revised Warrior Priest. Again, we now have a picture and a card for his breastplate and things like that. We have the Witch Hunter's Metal Gorget now, which is fantastic. You've got a Portcullis key. You've got a Shrine key. You've got a Rusty key. So every key, you have a Dungeon Jail key. Remember the Dungeon Jail key? Let me pull that one out because this one's just horrendous. Because, of course, it came from White Dwarf magazine. You had to cut it out, put it on a card, which was always just so sad. And now you've got, again, just a really nice key with a, again, matching to everything else. You even have on the very back of it, too, again, the equipment card. So they all just blend in really nice instead of having, again, some kind of, just thrown together homebrew. I'm just terrible at that type of stuff anyway. And so I wanted, again, cards for everything. And you'll find, again, some of these cards in my expansions. And basically that you can, once the expansion refers to these equipment cards, you know where to find them. They're going to be on your equipment sheets here. And everything from the treasure map, again, that I believe was in White Dwarf magazine as well too. So that is in there. These, some of these are from adventures in the original adventure book, where it told you that the warriors have a demon sword that will, automatically hit anything that it attacks and stuff like that. So I went ahead and made 6 of them, so that we have at least, some people play with 5 or 6 warriors, and I figured I had the space, I might as well just do that. Remember the Sword of True Kingship? That's one of the adventures in there, and as it mentions, someone gets to carry it. It causes an extra wound each time it is used in combat, so there it is. The Death Dealer Sword was again from another adventure, and while with this sword, a warrior may fight the Dread King as usual, inflicting damage as normal. So you needed to have that in order to even fight the Dread King. So again, that's there as well too. And then if we move here to the warrior tokens. Original, again, 30 millimeter tokens, which is, again, just really great. Not only do we have, again, all of the original, warriors. In fact, let me just pull out here. Here's the elf. and you can kind of compare it next to the other elf as well too, as far as the original one. So again, 30 millimeter, and everything's been painstakingly redone, even recentered and everything like that. You know, every single one of the warriors have taken a lot of time and effort to go through and make sure that everything comes out okay. And then you have, you know, on the back side as well, you have what now has a, you know, the title warrior on the back of it. So you'll know again which token you have and which one you're using, because some of them are carnival creeps, which is from my my expansion, my chaos carnival expansion. So that's the start of those down there. It continues on over here on this next sheet. And remember, if you have the bounty hunter, there are outlaws you can be chasing that you'll need to put a counter in as well too, sometimes, to see which outlaw you get. So you have those available. You know, we've got the Cathayan monk down here too. So again, there's the new token for the Cathayan monk, which is great. And then you have some other counters here. You have the net counter from Lair of the Orc Lord. The original web counters were tiny little square counters. I went ahead and made them the size of the web counter, or the net counters, because it made a lot more sense. And since they ended up doing that in the future, I figured let's just go back and redo the web counters as well too. You've got the different tokens for the Dwarf Brewmaster. These tokens here are for the Assassin. These tokens here are for the Lord of Aenarion. So you've got now, again, real tokens that had come out in Deathblow magazine number 3, and you had to cut them out in the back. Well, now you've got your own counters. These barrel counters are for certain adventures. Again, everything is you know, laid out and detailed in each of the series, whether it's the Ultimate Adventure book or whatever it might be. And so it'll tell you where all those are used. You've got the original now counters for, you know, whether it's the Pit of Despair. Here's the original Pit of Despair marker. Again, the new one's much more vibrant, beautiful in so many ways. Here's the Stairs Down counter as well too. You can see that next to the other one. We've got these little ingredient counters, which are again for the Dwarf Brewmaster. So again, that'll be referred to later on. You've got the original tokens now. Whoops, let me pick that up. You've got the original tokens for, you know, all of your Warhammer Quest set. You've got not just one, but I went ahead and made 8 of these fallen block counters, because there are some more block counters to be used in certain adventures that I've created. So, but this is the one from the Lair of the Orc Lord. And then you've got these 4 counters here, which are awesome and cool because they go on the board with the Chaos Dwarf adventures. And then you have, again, some of the original ones in there too. So, and then we have a whole set here of counters for, and these are again in the original sizes of Catacombs of Terror. So we have all those. You've got the 6 from the Vampire expansion. You have the 6 from the Beastman expansion. You have now the 6 for the Dark Elves. You have 6 for the Chaos Dwarves, and you have 6 for the Skaven. So all of the counters again that are needed from all the original, you know, official expansions, as well as the Littlemonk expansions, and even the White Dwarf expansions, which I've now created into Domain of the Horned Rat. I've actually finished again that the basic rules for that expansion that had come out in White Dwarf magazine. It was just kind of introduced a little bit, and now we've got 6 adventures. Have all the rules laid out. We have the rest of the counters here. You know, if you notice that the Bretonnian Knight now has knightly armor that he starts with. Originally he did start with it. There was no card. Now there is. This is the Sliding Wall event that came out in White Dwarf magazine. Now we have a counter for that, just like you have a counter for the Portcullis. In fact, you have 2 counters, 2 Portcullis counters now. And again, sometimes in the in the adventures of my new adventures, there's a opportunity to have two portcullis come down. There is a fallen tree counter, which comes from my Savage Orc expansion. You'll notice there's a couple of luck counters here, and then there's plenty more over here on this other sheet. And just to give you the comparison here, again, of the luck counters, same exact size, almost exactly the same everything. I mean, I just tried to recreate it all. Here's the power tokens as well too, which again I've recreated. You'll notice the power point size is just a little bit bigger because we needed, I figured it can be, so went ahead and just, increased it, made it a little bit more bold. So you're getting all the power counters for the wizard. You'll have extra now compared to what came in the original game. You're going to have all the energy counters for the Albion Druid. You're going to have all the mana counters for the Kislevite Shaman. So that's exciting. All, again, the tokens. You're going to have now extra faith counters. Remember how it only came with 6 with the Witch Hunter? Well, now you've got plenty. So again, we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 6 more makes 30. So we went ahead and did 30 of them. You got 30 Piety counters for the new Warrior Priest version 2.0, so my upgrade of the original Warrior Priest. So guys, that's again all of the counters and tokens. There are over 500 of these counters and tokens, all professionally done and recreated. Again, it has taken me years and years to get all these done. And in fact, just this print has taken a good solid year of constant reworking, retooling, reprinting, and just to see how everything is going to come out. And I finally have it, guys. So take advantage of it. If you want to get in on this order, let me know. Or even a future order, maybe do it again if we have enough interest. But feel free to contact me. And hope you guys enjoy. Hope you're as excited as I am with all these counters. They're looking great, and looking forward to it, guys. So, all right, Little Monk out.